You have to understand what the communists do is urinate on everything.
So please excuse my sarcastic tone. I'm a bit underwhelmed by the sample shown. Mr. Piss-drunk fraternity guy, you got my asshole bloodshot eyes. Get drunk and fight every night. Idolize Bradley, belittle women's rights. Homophobic, racist, and don't give a fucking hey. Do you think you can drive a bigger truck? So wear your baseball cap to decide to let everyone know that you're a nice guy. So cool, was so impressed. Lots of chicks in a barrel chest. Cause you're a real man. Punch for punch, gonna piss in your face while you're passed out drunk. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. She's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planet. I just can't understand it. Conquer divine by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics, cause everybody gets their just desserts. As long as you remember that nice guys finish Mr. White Beater, you're next on the list. Such a nice guy who speaks through his fists. Prick with a penchant for messing with heads. A broken nose for dinner and breakfast in bed. Alcoholic, paranoid, and suicidal too. But you'll probably kill her before she gets away from you. She rolls in a pool of blood and cry. All your friends say that you're a nice guy. Have a drink, this one's on me. Look, you're doing fine, losing to your disease. Comatose, I'll pack your bags. Bury you alive, castrated and gagged. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. We're all nice guys, but all of you are assholes. He's a nice guy, she's a nice guy. Hey, Tom Bone's a nice guy. All of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planet. The fundamental put a body by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics. So let the parties will quench your thirst. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Plex. We do this show live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific right here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. You can support this project at patreon.com/Echoplex or eplex.store. Sign up at the $5 or higher level on either of those places, and you'll get this and down ballot and the red light sent to you a day before the podcast comes out. And of course, it includes the post game for both of those shows. Also thinking about some other things to maybe do for members. Also, not for nothing, if you sign up at eplex.store, you get an automatic discount anytime you buy any of our awesome swag. I'm Producer Dave. You can find me on Blue Sky at Plex-Dave, where I am becoming more and more annoyed with the people on Blue Sky every day. And this is what the people want.
I don't hate the cops. There's a person inside when the truncheon stops. Oh, don't hate the cops. Oh, when the raiders come, who will protect the shops? Don't hate the cops. They're a sensitive bunch if you don't stop throwing your rocks. Snap, crackle, pop is the sound of a taser. Your buddy drops, donate the cops. Donate the cops, donate the cops. Donate the cops. Like your local police. Cause they don't do nothing wrong like your local police. Got rid of the corruption and the racism is gone. They've been keeping the peace, keeping homeless folks out of the parks and malls. Got a cure for your social disease. Follow the law, don't hate the cops. 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 If you didn't hate the cops, cause they don't do nothing wrong, donate the cops. You can't blame them for just doing their job, donate the cops. Well, you gotta wonder, how much would it cost for you to be shot at and stabbed at by maniacs and drunks? Donate the cops, donate the cops. Donate the cops, donate the cops. Donate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops.
All right. Well, sometimes something happens during the week and I have no real clue where to put it. So I just put this first. Everybody was talking about this all week and I purposefully did not watch it so that I could see it with fresh eyes here. This is someone named Druski, who I'd never really heard of before, but my understanding is that this is very, very funny and pissed off a lot of fucking chuds. So
get on your feet, boy!
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. We say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible. Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pop cup.
organic?
Yes, everything organic.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
4, 3, 7. Oh, Hannah, you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America. especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
Oh God, that's so good. So I did notice afterward that homeboy Druski that made this got sent a cease and desist letter by Turning Point USA and or Eric Kirk. It was really weird because he didn't say her name or anything. I mean, does she think that was supposed to be her? I have no idea who that was supposed to be. But these people, remember when they were like, oh, comedy is legal now, free speech. No, they never believed any of that shit. That's fucking funny though. That is fucking funny. There's also people going, it's racist to do whiteface. I'm like, no, that's not really. There's no real history of whiteface. Like, no. Anyway, that's very funny. And I don't know. I hope that guy had his attorney tell Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA to go fuck themselves when they sent a cease and desist letter, because you don't have to cease or desist that. It's a joke. Anyway, I don't know if you know this, but the president of the United States has had cognitive tests, and he is, I guess, cognizant.
I don't want a stupid person being president. You know, I'll say it right now. I say it because no press never reports it. I'm the only president that ever took a cognitive test. I took it 3 times. It's actually a very hard test for a lot of people. It wasn't hard for me, but it's a cognitive test. It starts off with an easy question, and by the time you get to the middle, it gets tougher. By the time you get to the end, very few people can answer those questions. They get very tough, mathematical equations and things. I took it 3 times. I aced it all 3 times in front of numerous doctors that I have no idea who they are. Who they are. And I was told when I went in, they said, Doc Ronnie told me this. My current doctors were fantastic doctors. They said, well, if you take it, you know, it's Walter Reed. It's essentially a public hospital. And if you do badly, it's probably going to get out. But I aced it. I got them all right. And one doctor said, I've never seen anybody get them all right. I've been doing the test for 20 years. I would love to see anybody that's a president or a vice president or anybody that has any chance of being a president. I would like to see them take a cognitive test, because we had a man in this office that had no clue what was happening.
So somebody in chat said, I think these are like screening tests for like dementia. So, yeah, I think you're probably going to do well on them if you don't have dementia. I don't think Trump has dementia. I think he's just a piece of shit, right? He's getting older and stuff, but as people get older, they're, you know, not as quick as they once were or whatever. And I think that's what was going on with Joe Biden. Also, he had some kind of speech impediment, if I'm not mistaken, that maybe made it hard for him to. He just had to concentrate a little bit more when he was talking. I don't love Joe Biden or whatever, but I don't think he lost his mind. I just think he was too old. I think all these people are fucking too old. So up next we got JD Vance. Did you know that now the reason that that the United States bombed Iran is because they were going to blow up your supermarket?
When I say options, I think it's important the American people know options for what? And it's options to ensure that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. You talk about people who walk into a crowded supermarket and have a vest on, and they blow up the vest and a couple of people get killed, and that's a terrible tragedy. What happens when what's on the vest is not something that can kill a couple of people, but can kill many, many tens of thousands of people? That is the most important American national security objective that exists for any administration at any time, is you don't want the worst people in the world to have a nuclear weapon. That's why the president is doing this. That's why the president cares so much about this particular issue.
So it's about a nuclear vest at the grocery store or whatever. So President Donald Trump went on Fox News to talk about Iran, but only kind of because the motherfucker can't help himself. When he sees any woman who looks even slightly like Ivanka Trump, he just has to do this shit.
Do you have any insight as to how they are doing? Do they have drinking water? Do they have food?
Right, I do.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It was a long time ago, yes.
A long time ago, and you haven't changed.
Oh.
You have not changed. Now, I'm not allowed to say this. It's the end of my political career, but you may be even better looking, okay? So I don't know what you're doing. But I will not say that.
Makeup has a lot to do with that.
I will not say that because that will...
It seems like there's a humanitarian crisis that you've created in Iran. He's like, did you know that you're a 9? Jesus Christ. Here's Trump. All the oil and oil's going to get higher and you're going to pay more, but it doesn't matter to me. Like, this is wild. Oh, you're going to have to pay more for your gasoline because of my dumb mistake, but it's not my problem.
So as we rebuild, and it's going to come back very quickly. It's already back. I mean, it's back. It went down a little bit. I actually thought when I went on this excursion, as I call it, excursion into hell, excursion into a terrible place, when I went on to do something that for 47 years should have been done by any of the other presidents, and you heard numerous of them said they wished they did it, but they didn't have the guts to do it. We had no choice, but I thought it would be much worse. I thought that the energy prices, oil price would go up higher. I thought the stock market would go somewhat lower, but it didn't matter to me. It's short term. What we had to do is get rid of the cancer. We had to cut out the cancer. The cancer was Iran with a nuclear weapon. And we cut it out. Now we're going to finish it off.
So I guess last summer we wiped out their nuclear weapons or whatever, but I guess we didn't wipe out their nuclear weapons. And now, I don't know, as JD Vance told us a second ago, they're going to blow up your supermarket with a nuclear weapon. And all the other presidents were actually just too gutless to go do this. He didn't even name any names of the presidents that said that they regretted not fucking starting a fucking pointless war with Iran, who, so far as I can tell, I mean, they're not the best country in the world, but no country's perfect. They were over there minding their own fucking business, so far as I could tell. I don't know. Anyway, here's Nancy Mace. She's got some thoughts on this war with Iran. And by I'm using the word thoughts kind of loosely here, if we're being honest.
Congresswoman Mace, just the woman I'm looking for. So what made you decide that you wanted to join onto this war powers resolution?
Well, I've got to read it first. I didn't say that. I got to read it first. But at this juncture, a month in, and based on the briefing we had yesterday from the Pentagon and Intel, I believe that Congress needs to have a say in how this war progresses.
Why? What is your biggest regression? Like, what are they not briefing on? What are they not informing you about?
Look at it, we're a month in, and some of the information, I was disappointed with the lack of information we got yesterday. But look back, you go back to Pearl Harbor, President Roosevelt declared war through Congress. You look back to the AUMF of 2001 and 2002, President Bush, who I vehemently disagree with going into Iraq, still came to Congress to get authorized use of military force. So I think now is the time for Congress to get the answers to our questions so that we can make a decision on how we move forward. President Trump has done a phenomenal job so far. He's been excellent, but I am deeply concerned about the Washington war machine getting their talons into the White House and getting a protracted and elongated and endless war with Iran. This does not need to become the next Iraq, and that's what it will be if we put troops on the ground. I deeply believe that based on the briefing that I had yesterday.
So I talked with Senator Graham, your fellow South Carolinian. He said this is President Trump's decision. This isn't, him saying. What are your thoughts?
This needs to be Congress's decision.
Yeah.
I love this. I love these people. Her, Megyn Kelly's doing it. Alex Jones is doing it, right? They're all like acting like, on one hand, this is like the most powerful, most decisive president that we've ever had. But also, they wonder, like, who in the White House, who around him is forcing him to do this stupid fucking thing? It's so crazy because it can't be both things. Like, they want to like act like that it isn't the president that did this, right? That it was like some fucking like Schrodinger's fucking warmonger or something that like is making him do this. It's not very like intellectually consistent or whatever. But I mean, we are talking about fucking Nancy Mace and Megyn Kelly here, right? We're not talking about people who are known for their integrity. Up next, We need to make this region that we just destabilized stable again.
It feels like this weekend is going to be, interesting, given that we're talking about the Marines and the 82nd Airborne troops going there to assist in opening the strait.
Yeah, look, I'm finally proud to say some of our allies are actually helping out. I hope it doesn't get to boots on the ground. That is a big hope. But at the end of the day, we have got to make sure that we can have trade through the Strait of Hormuz. Take a look at what's happening. The world is coming together for the first time in a long, long time against the terrorist state of Iran. And that's a good thing, because if we want economic prosperity in that region, you had Jamie Dimon, on your program, we have to have stability in that region. And I think this is one of the biggest steps that we've seen in a long time, to have stability in that region.
For sure. Yeah.
Just the fucking nerve of these people who were like, well, I'm all for this war that we're doing that's causing the region to be destabilized. Just fucking straight up be like, oh, we need to stabilize the region. I don't know. That region would probably be a little more stable if the United States and our pals Israel hadn't just started dropping bombs on Iran. There are other ways to deal with fucking nations if you think they're rogue nations or whatever. For example, Barack Obama had a pretty reasonable deal with them, actually. It seemed to work out pretty well for everyone. But I think one of the main reasons that Trump canceled that shit is because fucking Obama did it, right? So up next, we got Pete Hegseth, and this right here is just straight up Christo-fascist shit. Like, just straight up. Just like Christian nationalist bullshit.
Every single day, especially in this town, that all power, all honor, and all glory belongs to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Christ is King.
Yeah, that's like Handmaid's Tale bullshit, right? Like, we're going there because of Jesus. It's like, well, I don't know, man. Maybe not. Maybe this doesn't have anything to do with Jesus, and it's just like a handy excuse for you. So we did some coverage of CPAC last night. I drank a little too much, so last night, but we did some coverage of CPAC, and but we didn't get any of the flavor from the hallway. So here's some of the flavor from the hallway at CPAC. My favorite thing about this is there's like a young man just laughing at this fucking lady while she's talking. This is great. Check this out.
He is a president of peace. So this is to bring peace in the area. When this gets taken care of, it's going to be peace. And it's what I believe. I'm on True Social. That's the only social media I do. And I believe that he's going to have, bring peace, and it's going to be very short. And he's got a plan. He's a genius. And we trust President Trump. All of us trust President Trump.
that young man in the background just laughing at her. I don't know if he's there with like the press or if he's like just like maybe I don't know what he's doing there, but I like that he was laughing at her. Good for him. And yeah, like somebody in chat just said, war is peace. It's fucking like truly Orwellian. This is not how you make peace. Up next, here is a former Bush official. He's going to tell you straight up that actually this is about getting oil, actually.
Right. So we have 5,000 Marines coming in 2 separate ships. We got about between 1,000 and 3,000 from the 82nd Airborne. Is that part of scoring, and continuing your analogy, getting through that last 20 yards? And would that include opening up the strait by taking some of those islands?
Yeah, so it gives us more options, obviously, right? So, it gives us the option to. So how does this thing end? It ends with no nuclear weapons, no nuclear fissile material, no ballistic missile program,
no apartment complexes.
And no massacring protesters, right? And so how do you enforce that? You put the regime in a vice grip.
I mean, the government can't massacre protesters if the United States blows their houses up.
and if they violate any of those terms after the kinetic operations happen, you squeeze them. And if this operation will end, the United States will effectively control Karg Island. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have to land on Karg Island, but we can control it militarily, and we will open the Strait of Hormuz, and that means we will control 96% of Iran's oil production. Right? That's like Venezuela. We will control Iran's oil, and that means we will control their economy, and then we will have the ability to strike them if they misbehave again. So they will be effectively neutered as a terrorist state.
Just telling you the thing. We're going to control all their oil. Also, I don't know if it's like really good strategy to go on TV and like tell the Iranians that we are planning on possibly taking this particular island. Because I feel like if people are maybe using that island to fire on commercial vessels, they could move. They could go somewhere else and then continue to fire on commercial vessels if they'd like to. It seems like a really bad strategy. Well, really dumb fucking people. So this segment, and I think we might make this a weekly segment actually, is that this Jessica Tarlov lady, I hope they're paying her like enough, because she has to deal with these fucking idiots on the 5 like every night. I hope she's getting paid really well, because this is, I mean, I know she chose this job, but this shit's got to be like real fucking frustrating.
Just jump in for a second.
Please, whatever.
I mean, Jessica asked a question that a 5-year-old would ask. When is this thing going to be over?
Stop it.
Okay, that's
Just
not a
stop it.
serious contribution
It
to
is
the discussion about a war, Jessica. Okay? Oh. We knew what was...
Just fucking hit him. Fucking hit him. Hit him right. Hit him right there. I'll start your GoFundMe. Hit him.
About it methodically. If you don't know what the goal is, you weren't listening. Let me explain it to you this way.
It started out with regime change and ending the nuclear program.
There was never regime change.
Yes, it was. He said today we already did a regime change because you got Ayatollah Jr.
Ayatollah. Stop. You're hyperventilating. Relax. Let me explain the war to you.
What a fucking horrible person. That's no wonder his mom doesn't like him. Like, I don't know. Like, don't talk to your fucking colleagues like that. Like, come on. Also telling women that they're hyperventilating. They're basically saying she's got fucking wandering womb and shit, dude. Fuck that. Here we go. This is more of Jessica Tarlov trying to deal with the ghouls on the 5.
Jessica, what do you make of do you have any are your sources telling you who's running Iran?
No. And my Wall Street sources aren't saying the same thing that Jesse's Wall Street sources are saying either. But I love that you read a newspaper.
I read more than you every day.
I don't know if that's true.
Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, New York Post.
And you still say this crap on TV after you've read all?
Okay, good for her. Good for her. I still think that like they don't treat her with a whole lot of respect on that show. I'm sure that her politics are more moderate or whatever than mine, but they should fucking, I don't know. Like I feel bad for that lady. So here's Gavin Newsom on fucking Pod Save America, gonna just walk back previous statements he made about Gaza and whether or not it's a genocide, which is, I don't know. I was pretty surprised that he had said that he believes that it is before, but I guess now I don't know why. I don't know why fucking like 85 or 90% of the fucking Democratic Party is not happy with the behavior of the Israeli government. And I'm not sure that every one of those people would use the specific term genocide for this, but you're like, I don't know why do you just like want those people like 80% or 85% of your party or whatever to not like you or to like think that you're wrong about an important geopolitical issue? I don't know what's going on here.
Do you consider yourself a Zionist?
Do I consider myself a Zionist?
Yes.
I believe, I revere the state of Israel. I'm proud to support the state of Israel. I deeply, deeply oppose Bibi Netanyahu's leadership, his opposition to the two-state solution, and deeply oppose how he is indulging the far right as it relates to what's going on in the West Bank.
Do you regret using the word apartheid to describe Israel?
I do in this context that I said it and I referenced why I used it. A Tom Friedman article in that same sentence where Tom used it in the context of the direction that Bibi is going.
Not the current
and
state.
The concern, correct.
Okay.
And that is a legitimate concern I have.
No, that's the current state.
With Tom.
That's literally what the West Bank and Gaza are. They are, that is definitionally apartheid. It just means apartness. It's like, I mean, you can't look at that shit and like think it's something else.
That direction, if that vision and that direction of the far right that Bibi is indulging, that if they see the full annexation of the West Bank, then that's not something. That's a word you may hear others use.
Man, does this guy just not want to win or something? Does he think that like donations from like mostly American Christians who support like AIPAC are going to be the fucking the win or lose factor if he is running for president? Because I don't think that they're going to be I don't think that's going to be the win or lose factor. In fact, I think like you're probably likely to lose if you can't speak clearly and honestly about what's going on in Gaza and to a lesser extent, I suppose, currently the West Bank. Like you have to speak clearly about that, and nothing bad is going to come to a Democratic nominee or Democratic candidate from speaking clearly on this matter. I think I don't know who's advising him, but this is dumb as fuck. This is dumb as fuck. This guy's like the presumptive nominee. I think if he just keeps doing this shit right here, I think somebody's going to beat him. And then everybody's going to be mad or whatever. I don't know. The fucking people on Blue Sky are going to be like, why didn't you vote for it was his turn? But yo, man, if this guy he should just try to win. I don't know. So here's Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager is on, I think, with Michael Knowles here. And I just pulled this because what the fuck is going on with Dennis Prager? It's not Michael Knowles. It's Jeremy Boring.
Yesterday, he said that his only loyalty. Now notice he used the word only.
So there's a couple things I want to point out here. His voice, it sounds like he sounds a little like RFK Jr. And I don't know what it is like with people. He kind of looks like Eric Weinstein too. I don't know what it is with him and Eric Weinstein and like basically anybody who kind of looks like that, where they just like position the camera so it's like looking right up their fucking nose, man.
His only not first. His only loyalty is to the American people. Why is that noble? Why is that Christian? That's your only loyalty? I just don't get it. It's a tribal-based morality that I don't relate to.
It's not even a truthful statement. I mean, I don't know Tucker Carlson on a personal level. As an observer, though, he certainly has other loyalties than just to the American people. He's expressed additional loyalties. He said he has loyalty to the United States, which presumably is different than the people.
Well, no, not really. I mean, fuck Tucker Carlson, but no. Wait, what? What is the United States if not the United States, the people?
He's obviously got loyalty to his family, one would assume, to his brother very publicly,
right, but those... I don't think that we're talking about political loyalty, right? We're not talking like, I really like the sandwich shop down the street, you idiot.
Obviously. I know people who've worked for him, both at Fox and at his network. When he first started the Tucker Carlson network, he hired a bunch of Daily Wire and former Daily Wire employees, and by all accounts, he shows great loyalty to the people who work for him. So it's not his only loyalty, and I don't know why it would be good if it were his only loyalty. Like you, I'm not even altogether sure what that means or why it would be virtuous for that to be your only loyalty. But presumably one wouldn't say it unless they at least thought that it sounds like something that would be good if it were true. I don't even think it would be good if it were true, and it very plainly isn't.
Well, isn't that the same as saying my country, right or wrong? I gave a brief statement to the.
I doubt this man ever gave a brief statement.
Team about a week ago, and I said, I'm not America first. I'm morality first. What is good and what is true are my first loyalties. There's a biblical injunction. Do not stand by the blood of your neighbor. Does that play a role in Tucker Carlson's moral universe? Or is it just American? I wrote a piece a few years ago. Is it America first? Or is it America only? And he used the word only. And so that's a very, very distressing thing.
So first of all, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Dennis Prager. I don't know. Let's just say I don't wish him well. But like the subtext there basically is Israel, right? They don't like that Tucker Carlson does not support the nation state of Israel. I would suggest to you that Tucker Carlson's lack of support for the nation state of Israel is probably not the same reason that viewers of this live stream and listeners to this podcast aren't supporting, right? I'm sure he also doesn't like the Palestinians, right? I think it's just like bigotry all the way around in that case. But who knows? Anyway, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dennis Prager, but I don't know, whatever it is, I love it for him. Here is Tom Homan on ICE at the airports.
And they're voting not to protect this country. And look, Donald Trump made a brilliant move this week, and he called me and says, let's send ICE to the airport. I thought it was a smart move. And we're filling the holes. The wait lines already dropped. Plus, we're doing a security function at the airports. We're going to arrest criminals going through this airport. We're going to look for human trafficking, sex trafficking, money smuggling. We're going to be at the airports working with our brothers and sisters of TSA. They're our brothers and sisters within DHS. President Trump made a smart move. We're going to keep the airplanes flying. We're going to get the American people to those lines quicker. And we're not going to give up President Trump's promise to American people to make this country safer every day. And that's what we're going to keep doing.
Man, that must suck if you're with the TSA and you're there working for like zero money, and then these fucking ICE goons show up. They're not helping you because they don't know like how to do the TSA's job, right? There's not like a ton of training, but the TSA goes through training. These ICE goons don't know how to do it. It's probably just standing in the way. They're making the people at the airport angry, and all this while the DHS people that are there are getting paid like a pretty good wage, while the fucking TSA people are like going there and not getting paid. I figure that probably pisses them off. I can't imagine it not pissing them off. It would piss me off like a lot. I know you can't really say anything about it because you work for the federal government and you just get fucking fired if you even mention it. But I guarantee you the people that are working there without pay are fucking very, very unhappy with the current state of affairs. Up next, here's Jesse Waters saying that ICE should actually just be hanging out at the fucking polling stations for the midterms. So that sounds awful.
Now, the Democrats are saying we're going to make Americans wait in line to get on a flight to protect illegals who cut the line to get into the country. Why? What's the demand? Well, one of the demands, they say no ICE agents can be at a polling station. What's the trouble with that, Jessica? What's the problem? If illegals aren't voting, why can't ICE agents be at a polling station? Number two, they said they want a warrant every time you arrest. Okay. So they have 20 million illegals poured into the country, and they want 20 million warrants?
Yeah, that's how you should get arrested in this. Yes.
So anytime you guys call the judge, you're going to get a busy signal. Okay, Jessica, you don't even need a warrant to arrest me.
Well, it depends what you're. So this is dumb. No, the police arrest people without a warrant all the time. Like if they arrest you for beating somebody up, right? They place you under arrest. But that's the local police. The ICE agents are trying to deport you. So that's like very different. I mean, fuck the regular police too, but that's like different. It's like it's not the same thing. So there's a Minneapolis City Council person named Pearl Warren. I guess she thinks that it's bad for Minneapolis to consider not helping fund immigration enforcement in the city of Minneapolis after everything that happened. That's pretty wild. I wonder what's going on here.
And there are still some individuals who carry out heinous acts against other people who still need to be removed with respect to whatever's happening. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing to sit on this body with individuals from all across the diaspora. But if either one of our lives were in
all across the diaspora, I think she means diaspora. But what do you mean all across it? She doesn't even know what the fuck diaspora means.
And there was someone who was from wherever, I wouldn't care where they were from, the land of one-eyed people eaters,
Wait, what?
They had 3 hairs on top of their head. If they're doing something crazy that's not okay and doesn't, promote them being a healthy and contributing citizen to society, I'm going to protect you all from it too. So I can't say no.
A one-eyed, one-horned, giant purple people eater is coming to America. Everybody be afraid. Be afraid. So I think there are some people at Fox News who are growing kind of tired of this shit. And this shit specifically being like the TSA and government shutdown. One of the Fox News reporters is asking questions of Mike Johnson here. And this is actually kind of surprising because Fox News usually kind of falls in line.
Mr. Speaker, it seems as though Republicans and Democrats are talking past one another right now. Is the only person who could solve this the President of the United States, and why isn't he involved?
Well, I think he is involved. I mean, I know he had a group of...
down the plan yesterday.
Well, that's what's been reported. Okay, he brought some...
He said that in the Oval Office that he was not pleased with that plan.
Well, I actually have his exact quote somewhere. I think he said that... to paraphrase him, I think he said he's a little skeptical or cynical that a deal's going to come together. What we're hearing, okay, in our chamber is that there's discussions going on that Democrats are demanding to break off parts of Homeland and fund it separately.
I mean, the Fox person asked a pretty good question. He didn't answer it because that's his job, is to not answer the question. I'm just pretty surprised that a Fox person asked a good question. Up next, this is pretty wild. There was this big press conference. We ended up not grabbing much of it or any of it at all because it kind of sucked. But I did think this part was really interesting. Here's Stephen Miller trying to claim that all the people in the Trump administration are there because they're the best people for the job. They're all there because of their merit, which is fucking insane because Donald Trump only really cares about loyalty at this point.
Nobody could have ever predicted such an achievement would be possible. The second thing I want to thank President Trump for is assembling the greatest national security and public safety team in American history. Because President Trump believes in merit, in competence, in people who get things done. So you look around the table of who President Trump chose for these jobs. You start with Rob or Gaddy or Pam or Pete, Cash, Todd, Terry, the whole entire team. What President
a team of podcasters
Trump put together has never been rivaled in history. That's how you get things done. He chooses people based on their skill, their competence, their ability, their determination, their dedication, and their loyalty, and you're seeing the results. So,
you know, extremely competent people. That's who Trump appoints to positions. I found one of these extremely competent people that Donald Trump has appointed to positions. This guy is a NASA administrator. So this guy's clearly the most qualified person for his job. Check this out.
Okay, so today is an event we're calling Ignition at NASA headquarters. This is where we align the NASA workforce, industry, all of our international and commercial partners, and really the space-loving community on how we're going to achieve President Trump's national space policy. This means returning to the moon, picking up where Apollo 17 left off, but this time when we go back to stay. We're going to build President Trump's moon base. We're going to make investments in the
we're going to build a moon base.
Next giant leap capabilities. So today we're going to talk about a first of its kind interplanetary spaceship, nuclear powered, to deliver a very exciting scientific payload to Mars. We're going to talk about the orbital economy in low Earth orbit. We're going to talk about more exciting missions of science and discovery.
Okay, so the
fucking moon base. Dude, we don't need a fucking moon base. No moon base. What a fucking waste of resources. And wouldn't that be Space Force's job? I don't know. I'm not an expert on space or the moon. Here's the first lady of the United States, Melania Trump. She's going to suggest a way to possibly like replace all those woke teachers. And this is terrifying. Like not fun.
Imagine a humanoid educator named Plato. Access to the classical studies is now instantaneous. Literature, science, art, philosophy, mathematics, and history. Humanity's entire corpus of information is available in the comfort of your home. Plato will provide a personalized experience, adaptive to the needs of each student. Plato is always patient and always available. Predictably, our children will develop deep critical thinking and independent reasoning abilities. The AI-powered Plato will boost analytics skills and problem solving and adapt in real time to a student's pace, prior knowledge, and even emotional state. The byproduct, a more well-rounded lifestyle for our children, freeing up time for being with friends, playing sports, and developing interest beyond school. A more complete person, but as discussed yesterday, we must balance our tech optimism with caution. The safety of our next generation is always paramount. Knowledge is the foundation of civilization, but although academia is interesting, business is compelling. For real growth in technology and education, I encourage you to bring the private and public sector worlds together.
Yo, it's like homeschooling, but instead of you doing the homeschooling yourself, you hire like Grok. The robot that called itself Mecha Hitler. I know. It's not fair. But I mean, it would be really bad. Like, what if the fucking robot that you hire, instead of like teaching your kids shit, just starts like making pictures of your kids in like skimpy bathing suits and shit? Like what the fuck, dude? Like, like homeschooling isn't usually all that great. But then having like a fucking robot do it, I don't know. Seems expensive, actually. Seems extremely expensive. So, this right here, I saw this. I thought this was a joke when people were posting about it on Blue Sky and X, the Everything app. But it's not a joke, I guess. Here's Mike Johnson. He's going to talk about an award that they created. That they just created it just to give it to Donald Trump.
point, but we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to get right to the main card and the main event. But we wanted to do one thing before we bring the president out to the stage. Because of his accomplishments and because of his willingness to work literally around the clock to fix every issue that has faced this country, to change the global partnerships, to make America strong again on the world stage, to solve all the domestic problems that we are facing in this country, the president has done so much for the American people, and we want to honor him in some small way, some token of our appreciation for his leadership. And so tonight, we have created a new award. We're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to honor him with a new award that we'll present annually from this point forward.
But only to Donald Trump. This is an award that we statutorily just have to give to Donald Trump every year.
But he is the suitable and fitting recipient of the first ever America First Award. We can think of no better title for what that is. That's this beautiful golden statue here, appropriate for the new golden era in America. And we want to let you know before we bring the president out and present this award to him that tonight we set yet another record. We've been setting fundraising records along the way. Last year we broke all the records there are. Just by way of example, I've transferred $18.5 million to the NRCC and candidates just this quarter. We're going to continue that thanks to the people in this room all through the year. That's the resources that are required to ensure that we grow the majority and save this country. But the individual that is responsible for all of that success, it's a team effort, but it's led by the commander-in-chief at the top. So we want to bring out the President of the United States in just a moment and thank him for his unwavering commitment to the American people. And because of that, it is our honor, on behalf of all House Republicans, all of you here, and all patriots across the country, present the very first America First Award to the 45th and the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, come on out.
That's so fucking awful. Like somebody in chat just said, it's pretty cringe to create an award just to give to your boss. I think the only time you would do this is if a beloved boss and mentor retires, right? I could see that. If everybody that works for some person really likes the boss treats people pretty well, and they I don't know, give them some kind of award when they retire. We're going to miss you. Here's a keepsake so that you remember your time here and all that. You could do that, right? But this is dumb. This is why this that's so sad too, that the American president could just be bought off with a fucking golden eagle. I mean, I know he's not bought off by Congress, but it's fucking horrible that this guy just wants trophies and shit. What a fucking small and fucking petty person that you can just kind of kiss his ass by keeping everybody just giving him a gold trophy, I guess. What a fucking puny man. Just a small person needs you to give him a fucking award. Anyway, we have a palate cleanser. We haven't had a palate cleanser in a while, but Ali Drew put this in the Discord. So I'm not a church going person, but this appears to be a church. And it seems like the cat greets everyone on the way into church. And I think I could go to this church. This looks cool. Good kitty. Yeah, I could get with that church. That looks cool. That looks awesome. Show up at church and a cat pats you on the head. Instead of you patting the cat on the head, the cat comes and pats you on the head. That's great. So we watched some of CPAC last night, and it was it was something. It was something. It was a good thing to watch for Catterday. But this is just a clip of some of it that we watched for Catterday. This is Nick Shirley. I don't know if any of you were here for that last night, but I mean, I was just laughing the whole fucking time. This guy is illiterate. This guy is so dumb. Here's just a clip of his speech at CPAC.
And one thing for you guys to think about is, who are the critics? Who are those people that are saying that you're the bad person or that what you're doing is not right? Well, a lot of times it's the media. A lot of the times it's that person who listens to the media where they've lost that idea of common sense thinking. And so nowadays, the most important thing I feel like for any of us to do is to think, okay, is the cause I'm fighting for, is it a controversial issue? Or is it actually non-controversial, but it's an issue that has become controversial from the critics? And we cannot ever pander to
just no clue how controversy works. There's no working model of controversy in that puny brain in his, I guess, normal sized head. Also looks like he cuts his hair with a Flowbee.
To keep pursuing a worthy cause. Because what we're fighting for is worthy. America is the greatest country in the world. And people like to act like it's not, but meanwhile, all the other countries had thousands of years to do it. We had 250 years to do it. And whatever made us the greatest country in those 250 years, we need to make sure that it remains that same way, or else we will fall and the critics will win, and we will not stay the greatest country in the world. And so that's my message for you guys today, is to think, really, okay, what cause are we fighting for? Is it a worthy cause? Is it something that's actually not controversial, but maybe the mainstream media or a critic has told me that that's a controversial issue? And when you know it's not, fight and be ready to become the man or the woman in the arena, because if you don't, the critics will win. The greatest country in the world for a reason. We did it in 250 years. Everyone else had thousands of years to do it, and we did that.
I mean, that's like that guy's dumber than Dave Rubin. I do not say that lightly. That guy's dumber than Dave Rubin. Holy shit, man. We're getting close to the end of the podcast part of the show. We're going to be right around an hour this week. That's amazing. Usually this goes like double as long as it's supposed to go. Here's RFK Jr. He thinks we're going to cure the Alzheimer's disease very quickly. I think he's like, wow, nobody ever looked into it before. Now that I'm here, we're going to cure it. Have you tried methylene blue? Fucking idiot.
We're switching the trajectory so that we're going to really focus narrowly on chronic disease, ending the chronic disease epidemic, and then we're going to make sure that the science cannot be corrupted. That every scientific study is replicated, that the raw data for those studies is published, that the peer review for those studies is published, and that we're going to focus on making sure that we get to younger scientists rather than the old boys network. And I could talk to you about scientific corruption all day long, about horror stories that we know have happened within NIH. One of those, probably the worst, is the amyloid plaque scandal. For 20 years, we were, because of utter corruption and fraud, we were directing Alzheimer's research to one hypothesis, and any other hypothesis was shut down. We should have the cure for Alzheimer's today. We don't have it purely because of corruption at NIH.
Ms. Frankel.
We are going to have it quickly.
Ms.
Thank you,
Frankel.
Mr.
Alzheimer's is like a disease of old age. I think you have treatments, not cures for something. That's like what the fuck is he talking about? I don't think you can. I don't know. Maybe there's good enough treatments where that could exist in the future where it may as well be cured. But I'm like not confident in this, because like people don't get Alzheimer's most of the time until they're like old. It's like one of the last things really that happens before people die. So like I'm not sure about all this. Also, like the idea that like there was only one hypothesis allowed to be studied is probably incorrect. I remember for a while the hypothesis was that it's basically from aluminum soda cans, and that turned out not to be true. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a curable kind of thing. So, this is Mary Franson. She is in the Minnesota State House, and she's going to tell you that you shouldn't worry about climate change because the world's going to end anyway.
And that's why when we talk about climate change, I don't get upset about it. I don't get worked up about it, is because my faith is not in climate change. It's not in scientists dictating what we should and should not do to save the environment, because my faith is in Jesus Christ, right? He's the same today, tomorrow, and forever, yesterday. And so, if you've read the good book, you know how it ends. It's not with climate change. And that's...
the good book. You know how it ends, and it's not climate change. Oh my fucking God. I mean, I you know what? I mean, I'm not like one of those Reddit atheist kind of people anymore. I don't believe in God. I'm not religious, but good Lord, why are, like, most religious people are cool, right? Like, most religious people are just fine. But why are some of them like that? And we got one more religious crazy story before we go into red light. These are a couple mega church pastor kind of people explaining that because the TSA lines are long, this is why they need their own private planes. I'm not kidding. They need to go fucking, I don't know, do a religious thing faster or something. I don't know.
And if there's ever been a case for preachers to have private airplanes, this is it. The gospel has to keep getting out. So I want to encourage everybody who's partnered with ministries and ministers who travel often, make sure you continue to support them so they can get to where they need to go to preach the gospel, to set slaves free. We can't allow this to hold up the preaching of the gospel.
Yeah, speaking of that, how did you get out, Troy?
I actually called a friend that has the plane, and he came up from Baton Rouge and the brother came and rescued me and picked me up and brought me out here to Colorado Springs. And if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here today. So I praise God for that.
Yeah. Crops along the way.
Yeah, I did. Exactly right. Yeah.
But come on.
Yeah, and also,
ministries shouldn't have airplanes, Joseph. They shouldn't have airplanes.
Yeah, those crazy televangelist airplane preachers. I believe in air preachers in the sky. Preachers in the sky is what we need to be preaching. We need to get the gospel available through every available means. And you know what? I got no problem with an airplane because we have one.
Oh my fucking God. Dude, I listen, man, I don't believe in Jesus, but I've read his book. I don't think he would be, I don't think that Jesus would like that. Right? I don't know. Can your airplane fit through the eye of a needle? I don't know. I think it probably can't. So that's the podcast. This show used to be an hour every week, just an hour. This week it was an hour. That's crazy. That'll never happen again. Anyway, anybody checking out the podcast, make sure you join us here on Twitch sometime, twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. We'll have a few nights a week. Every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Friday, and some Catterdays. I don't know. If you don't want to watch live, but you want the whole show, including Red Light, go to eplex.store or patreon.com/Echoplex and sign up at the $5 a month level or higher, and you will get the entire show in your inbox. I would lie to you and say Monday morning, but let's go with Monday afternoon. And if you're watching and listening live, you know the drill. Stay put. And I'm going to change the color of the lights in this room and pour myself a drink, and we'll be back for Red Light in just a minute here.